600,000 people go missing in the United States each year. Tens of thousands remain mysteriously missing.
Hi, you guys. Welcome back to Mysteriously Missing. I'm Justine.
Hello, everyone. I'm Karen, and today's case takes us to Columbus, Georgia.
We are talking about Ebony Monique Giddens, and it's G-I, D as in dog, E-N-S. And the date of the last time she was seen was March 11th or 12th, which we'll kind of get into, 2018. So this was a recent case. And Ebony was 27 when she went missing. She was last heard from on Sunday, March 11th, 2018, when her brother had arrived at her Columbus, Georgia apartment the next morning to take her kids to school. And Ebony was nowhere to be found.
Right, and Columbus, Georgia is on the Alabama-Georgia border in Muskogee County. She claims on her Facebook that that's her hometown and her current city, so I think she's lived there all her life. And the Chattahoochee River divides Alabama and Georgia and runs along Columbus.
Right, and so Ebony was, like I said, 27 years old when she went missing. She'd be 28 today. She was about 4'9", so she was pretty short, and she weighs 110 pounds. She was Black African-American. She had black hair, which was really short, and sometimes she did have braids. Her eye color was brown, and I don't think she wore glasses. We didn't see any pictures with glasses.
Right.
There is a quote. It says she doesn't drink, smoke, and she doesn't party. Everybody said she's a really good mother.
So devoted to being a mom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and her Facebook page said she's single. Of course, we're going to talk about a boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And she likes the Chicago Bulls. And she likes music. She likes Plies, Trouble, Tim McGraw, and Milan Christopher. And movies, No Good Deed, Friday After Next Movie, Set It Off, and The Outsiders. And interesting, her TV show she liked to watch was Law and Order Special Victims Unit. And unfortunately, that's who's on her case now, is a Special Victims Unit.
Right. Now, Ebony had 3 boys, and I don't know if all 3 of them lived with her.
Right. They just mentioned the 2 youngest ones, and they were 5 and 2. When she was missing, they were at the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And then she has a mom, Lisa. She has, the father of those 2 boys is Roderick Daniel. She has a brother, and they don't mention his name. Roderick is kind of being the spokesperson for the family as well as the mom. She has an aunt, Patricia Giddens, another aunt, Tracy Smith, a cousin, Langston Lankdog Lewis, and then the boyfriend at the time, Malcolm Jackson. And her Facebook page says she worked at Cosetta Laundry as a quality control person.
Now, getting into the timeline, this is a few days before she went missing. According to Roderick Daniel, which is the father of 2 of the boys, between him and Ebony, there was an altercation between Ebony and her current boyfriend at the time, Malcolm. And I guess the police were called, and I looked online. There was a website that said he had pulled a gun on her. I don't know if that's accurate, but something happened.
Right. When we get to Tuesday, we'll see that it, I think there was some validation to that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, March 10th, 2018, it's a Saturday. According to the Muskogee County Jail, Malcolm Jackson was arrested on Saturday, and it was for a misdemeanor charge of simple assault.
So regarding how he had attacked her that day. Mm-hmm.
He was released on bond the same day, and Roderick Daniel stated he kept calling her on Saturday, and she told him it was over. So she was pretty much fed up with it. She didn't want anything.
It's not going well.
Right. Now, Sunday, March 11th, the neighbors later told me that, and this is Roderick Daniel speaking, the neighbors later told me they saw the boyfriend working on Ebony's car on Sunday.
So she let him back in.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So he's back home with her, working on the car in the driveway. The last time a relative spoke to Ebony was on the phone that night, and that was around 11 o'clock. And that's the last time anyone has heard from her. And that was with the cousin that she was talking to.
Sunday, March 11th. So that's why Sunday, March 11th, did she go missing? Or March 12th, Monday, she is missing because she was discovered missing at 7:30 in the morning. And what happened was the brother began the week like any other week. He goes and he picks up the boys
And
to
this
go to
is
school.
Ebony's brother, so their uncle.
Yeah, their uncle, Ebony's brother, obviously is helping her out by picking up the boys every morning and taking them to school. And when he got there, he rang the bell, knocked on the door, thinking, okay, she's going to open it, and here they are. And she didn't answer the door. So when she didn't answer the door, he started calling her, and she wasn't answering her phone either.
Right.
So Roderick says Ebony's brother called and texted multiple times, and he told Roderick the phone was going straight to voicemail. So that means it's off or dead, right?
Straight to voicemail. Yeah, she either turned it off, the battery died, something happened, but that must have been kind of scary. Your nephews are in there.
I don't think they did at the time, no, because he's knocking on the door.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think, maybe they were asleep still or something.
True, yeah. It just probably was out of character for everyone.
Very
that
out
day.
of character, yeah.
So after the brother had tried to, call her and text her, I guess he tried calling Roderick, which was the baby daddy, basically.
Of the two boys that lived with her. And, the third boy, I think, was with the other dad.
Possibly, yeah.
Because they're not mentioning it much in these news articles.
Yeah. Now, Roderick said he had talked to her late the day before, but not since then. And Ebony's mom, Lisa, said she also got a call that morning from her son asking if she knew where Ebony was. So now everyone's kind of involved. They're wondering,
Right,
why she's not
immediately
answering the door.
On the phones.
And it says, I didn't know where she was, so I called her boyfriend, Malcolm Jackson. And this was the mom talking. She got a hold of the secretary at Jackson's work, who told her he was there but unable to talk.
And that sounds a little strange to me.
A little bit, yeah.
Not sure what he does, but if someone's missing, you think maybe they'd have him talk.
Or family emergency, yeah. Concerned about Ebony's whereabouts, Roderick went to her apartment building to help her brother. He says he and Ebony's brother continued to knock on the door, ring the bell, and call Ebony's cell phone, and still no answer. Now, finally, my own son came to the door, Roderick said, referring to their 5-year-old. He just said that Mom was gone. Her two youngest boys, ages 5 and 2 at the time, were found alone in the home.
And what a statement to make. Mom is gone.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they have questioned that little 5-year-old in an appropriate way.
Yeah.
And what did they find out? Obviously nothing, because, did they just wake up and Mom was gone?
Not there,
He went to the bathroom and checked to see if Mom was in her room and she wasn't, or, what happened? So it may have happened in the night.
Now, once inside, Roderick found Ebony's purse in the living room. He says her wallet and keys were there, but her phone was missing. After searching each room in the apartment and finding no sign of her, Roderick then called the Columbus Police Department to report Ebony missing.
So immediately on it with the police. Good.
That's good, yeah. Now, Ebony's family is confident the young mother did not leave on her own. Or else, think about it. She would have probably taken her purse, her kids. She left her kids behind.
And the only thought I had was, does she step outside to take something to the garbage? She lives in an apartment building. Does she, and know that her kids are safe right there, and then something happens? That was the only thought I had, that the purse wouldn't go.
Yeah. But Ebony's mom, Lisa, said she would never leave her kids. She's a very good, sweet person. She loves her kids.
Right. So Tuesday, March 13th, the Muskogee County Jail stated Malcolm, the boyfriend, was out of jail at the time of Ebony's disappearance on Monday. So it's starting to look like
a little suspicious.
He may be involved.
Yeah.
Of course, when we get further on the timeline, we'll see that that hasn't turned out that way exactly, or they haven't arrested him anyway. But the day before, he was jailed again the next day, Tuesday. So he had been picked up that Saturday night, was it? And then they released him. Now again, Tuesday, they arrest him on charges of aggravated stalking and felony violation of probation. Authorities at the jail said they could not comment on whether those charges are related to Ebony. Although we're here, 9, 10 months later, going towards a year, and nothing. So March 30th, 2018, they did create a NamUs case. And then April 16th, 2018, we got a statement from Lieutenant Joyce Dent Fitzpatrick of the Columbus PD, Special Units victim.
Special Victims Unit.
Thank you. And they said the search for Ebony continued. The details of the police department's search efforts cannot be disclosed at this time. They do not have anything to report on suspects or people of interest. So that's like, April, a month later, and they're not leaning towards anybody at that time. Ebony's children have been staying with their respective fathers since she disappeared. I see them every day, said Lisa, Ebony's mom. They're doing okay, but they know mom is missing.
That's so sad. That's got to be hard on those kids.
Yes.
Now, April 19th, 2018, it's been more than 5 weeks since Ebony has been missing, and relatives of Ebony offered a $10,000 reward for information leading to her location. Money makes people talk, said Patricia Giddens, who has taken part in area searches for her niece. Somebody might come and say something. Police Lieutenant Joyce Dent Fitzpatrick of the Special Victims Unit of the Columbus Police Department said detectives are still pursuing leads and talking to people. That was unorthodox for her to do that, and her family members started coming and saying she would never do this.
So they at that point, they started saying this is a serious case. She would never do this.
Yeah, she wouldn't leave her kids behind. And again, this was Lieutenant Joyce Dent Fitzpatrick. That made us go from a missing person to suspicious circumstances. As the investigation has continued, Lieutenant Dent Fitzpatrick said police have made some progress and learned that the mother of 3 boys wasn't the type of person to go missing. We want to find Ebony, and we are a month behind. From the last time they saw or heard from her to this point where we are today, which is really the 5th week, this is disconcerting. Our goal is to find her. Investigators have worked on this case every day, weekends and holidays. We contact each other at 2 or 3 in the morning with ideas, she said. Everybody in the Special Victims Unit is actively involved.
That's really nice to hear that this police department is really supporting the family and on this case and taking it very seriously. And that we know that makes a world of difference.
Yeah. Now, missing someone is tough on family members. The thing is not knowing, Patricia said, and this is Ebony's aunt. It doesn't seem real to me. You hear it and then we are in it. So they're living this, it must be hard.
Very difficult. So here we are, December 23rd, 2018, and the Sunday before Christmas was Ebony's 28th birthday, and her family came together to celebrate, saying that's what they believe she would want from them. And then on Christmas, which now we're 9 months into this, the family spent their first Christmas without Ebony. The family's prayer for this holiday was that someone will come forward with information that will help bring Ebony home. Ebony's mother, Lisa, fought back tears as she talked about how difficult it has been not knowing where her daughter is, especially during these holidays. I miss my baby. I want her to come home. It's really, really hard. And she's been gone a long, long time, but I pray every single day since she left me. Ebony's aunt, Patricia Giddens, says the family is still holding out hope that she will come home and that someone will come forward with that key piece of information that police need. As the days have been turning into weeks and months, since Ebony disappeared, the family clings to each other in their faith, which is what they say gives them hope that someday they will see her again. The police have not named any suspects as of this Christmas of 2018 in Ebony's disappearance, but they will only say they are following up on all leads.
So it's just been months of...
Right.
I mean,
here
they're
we are
working
in
on it, but
2019, March.
almost a year.
Right.
Yeah.
It's coming on a year that she's been gone.
Jeez. Now, there was something kind of interesting that happened. A 26-year-old man thought it would be funny to Facebook troll a Columbus family distraught over a mother of 3 who has been missing since March 12th, a detective had said. The police were not amused, nor was the court judge who ordered him held on $20,000 bond on charges of making terroristic threats and attempted extortion.
And that's good to hear that, when you get on social media that you're going to have trolls, as they call them, or people saying negative things,
right.
Negative comments, or taking advantage of people. and that they were so hard on this guy. I think it's great. It's set a precedent. Don't mess with these families.
Exactly.
They're hurting. They're going through something they never, ever wanted to get thrown into, and now you're going to cause them more distress. It's just horrifying.
Right.
So before we talk about the possibilities of where this case may have ended with Ebony or where she may be, I wanted to read to you a statement that was issued by the Columbus government. And it says that although Columbus saw an increase in the number of murders in 2017 from 2016, going from 24 to 35, the 2017 violent crime rate, which also includes rapes, robberies, and aggravated assaults, fell by 13%. The mayor goes on to say, and that's Mayor Teresa Tomlinson, a reduction in crime rate does not mean there is no crime in Columbus or that there is not serious crime in Columbus. What it does mean is that we are making significant strides to reduce crime overall and that those reductions are being sustained over the long term. We are particularly encouraged to see decreases in property crimes and in violent crimes. That being said, we still have a great deal of work ahead of us. So obviously a big problem in Columbus with crime, and they are addressing it as a police department. As we've seen on Ebony's case, they are on top of it.
Which is great to see.
Right, and getting out in the news and saying what's going on and just making the public aware.
Right.
We always appreciate that with the law enforcement.
Yeah. Now, there was something interesting. There's 3 girls missing in the same area, and we found this article on WTVM News.
Within a couple of months.
Right. And this was written by Jose Zozea. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. It reads, Columbus police are continuing to search for clues to lead them to 3 women reportedly missing in March and April. Each of the 3 investigations involves women last seen in Muskogee County. The most recent search is that of 16-year-old Jay Cochran, who was last seen at Kendrick High School Friday, April 6th. Cochran was last seen wearing a gray hoodie and blue jeans. The second girl is Erin Collier, and on March 16th, her family had reported that she had gone missing. Collier's mother told News Leader 9 she may have been near the Ashley Station Apartments on March 18th. Collier is described as 5'3" and 130 pounds with a prominent black rose tattoo on her right wrist. And the third girl, which is our case today, Ebony Giddens. So 3 of these women
missing within a couple of months in 2018. At first, Ebony, March 11th, 12th, and then Erin, March 16th, and then April 15th.
All in the same county. Like, how strange is that, you know?
I'm sorry, April 6th was when Jay Cochran went missing. So, it's, are people picking girls up off the street? And, Ebony was 4'9".
Right.
She looks like a young little girl. I mean, did she go out of her apartment that night and she was nabbed off the street? Did somebody knock on her door and pull her out? I mean, those are some possibilities. But let's get into another news article again by WTVM News. So it's stories like this of Ebony, Erin, and then they're also mentioning Thomas or TJ Nigro, all missing from Columbus, that are sparking a trio of local women to take action. The growing number of missing teens and adults is a concern, says these advocates. It's very, very alarming, says Christina Whitaker. Christina is one of the originators of the Help for Missing of Columbus and Phoenix City Facebook page, and I think it's pronounced Phoenix, Phenix. And her ex-husband, Paul, Christina's ex-husband, Paul, has been missing for 6 years with still little to no developments in his case. She believes his case and others simply do not get enough attention. It would be ideal if Columbus had a department specifically for missing people. Right now, it's split up between juvenile services and special victims. It's getting lots of eyes looked at, but going through so many and not staying with any particular person. Within the last couple of years, the Special Victims Unit of Columbus Police Department has since informed has since formed a team to investigate. So they are, as we're seeing in Ebony's case, they are trying to get on this.
Yeah.
The team is called Operation Find Us and highlights cases which have not received any attention in the community from 2 to 30 years. Going way back. Good for them. Christina Whitaker goes on to say, you can help through social media, share the posts, share their pages, share their faces, just help the community. That's all we ask, just help one another.
And that's what these cases need, is just getting these out there, people sharing. The more help they can get, the better.
Right. The family feels supported. They feel, we've had some family members contact us and say, they're just grateful that we're getting the word out again. And also, it can stimulate interest in, did someone see Ebony,
Right.
that afternoon or evening? Did somebody see Malcolm, her boyfriend? And, was there something suspicious going on besides him? He was working on washing the car.
Or whatever, yeah. I just think it's weird that the night or morning that she went missing, she didn't, they say she took her cell phone, so maybe she had been trying to call 911 or call somebody, because nothing else of hers she took. She left her wallet, her purse, everything else but her keys.
Right. So one possibility is she was forced out and someone knocked on the door. She was taken out by the boyfriend or someone else. Against her will. The kids were sound asleep,
right.
Because she was on the phone that night at 11.
Yeah.
So she's probably still awake, and the babies, the little ones, 5 and 2, are asleep.
Yeah.
The other thought I have is, after living in an apartment myself for 5 years, and you have a little balcony you can go step out on, sometimes you just want fresh air or something, knowing your kids are right there, safe. If she stepped out with her phone to make a call or was talking on the phone, didn't want to wake up the kids, and then something could occur then, because we have these missing people. And is somebody picking up these girls off the streets? That's 3 of them in just a month.
A couple weeks within each other,
Yeah. So it's a very odd case, and yet when I think of the police not doing anything with this boyfriend yet, are they saying?
I know, questioning.
They've written him off. He wasn't in jail at the time. He was the night before, and the next Tuesday.
Though they just had an altercation a few, night or two before.
And things escalate, and when you're in an abusive relationship, things can escalate and escalate and escalate until it can get into a very violent situation. And did it go that way, especially when she told him it's over, and then he doesn't appreciate that.
He gets more angry,
Yeah, so the police may have information that they're not giving us yet, but it has been almost a year, and, you'd think they would have...
No updates for the public.
Yeah, they're building a case, or they don't. They've gone down different avenues, so...
Right. I always wondered, though, in an apartment building, I wonder if there was, cameras, or if she was near maybe a gas station that could have picked something up. I'm sure the police looked into all that, but...
That's a good idea, the surveillance video
or even
around
neighbors heard anything, you know?
Right. I'm sure they've questioned everybody. The way the detective said they were waking up at 2 or 3 in the morning, calling each other, trying to figure this out. It seems like they probably would have checked all those avenues. And, a lot of apartment buildings don't have cameras yet. And, eventually down the road, I'm sure everything will be on camera. But this is a very sad case.
It is, yeah. Now, if you guys have any information or want to check out pictures, we always have stuff on our Instagram page.
Right. And Lieutenant Joyce Dent Fitzpatrick of the Columbus Police Department Special Victims Unit is asking you to call 706-653-3205 if you have any information, or you can also call 706-653-3449. So any kind of tips or anything would be very helpful in this case. And also, who knows, it may lead to these other cases out there.
Yeah, I mean, these 3 girls, they need to be brought home. So
Right.
you guys can email us at mysteriously.missing411@gmail.com. Like I said, our Instagram page, we always have pictures up there. Share our YouTube video, follow us on
iTunes.
Podbean. Yeah, just help get this word out there and get these cases, spread over the United States and anywhere. Just get their pictures out there.
Right.
Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you.
Please like, share, subscribe to this podcast so that others can bring more awareness to this case and help family and friends bring their loved ones home.